The phenomenon of abandonment of infants, alive or dead, is increasingly prevalent in the world, where infants are often found in rubbish, in the forest or along the road, or left in hospital immediately after birth by single or married mothers for many different reasons. Some of them are due to the economic side, and some of them are the result of divorce between the spouses, or the girl was raped, or denies the partner for his promises to marry. A strange situation happened, one dog carrying a pack with his mouth, where everyone thought it was a stray dog and may carry garbage in his mouth. But when they discovered the content of the bag, they were shocked. The red dog in the picture is a very unusual dog, spotted on a street in Bangkok, Thailand, walking and dragging a strange pack. All the people passing by in front of him and looked at him with amazement, thought he was a stray dog and should not be approached because he could harm them. But they did not know that he'd become a famous dog. The dog was dragging the bundle behind him, even though it was heavy, walking a little, then lying down to rest because his forces had collapsed. And he walked again, making some passers-by wondering what the strange dog carried. People thought that the dog was dragging a garbage bag to eat when he was hungry. The dog was holding that bag with a good jaw and kept walking away, then stopped at a high wall surrounding a palace and put the bag on the ground. In the meantime, some curious people followed him and waited to open the bag to discover what it contained. One man approached him and he waited, and suddenly there appeared a white robe with something wrapped around him. The man initially thought that there was a small dog that the dog brought with her after she was born. However, he was shocked when a faint cry came from there, which made him surprised. It turned out that the dog was carrying a newborn embryo in that bag. That lady told the rest of the people who were waiting for what he saw, which shocked everyone and made them approach and surround the dog. It's likely that the dog found this bag somewhere isolated outside the city, which made him carry the bag and bring him to the city. Perhaps he'd get help from humans to take care of his hungry baby. The dog still looked at that woman as if she were hoping to come and take that baby, who was in a very serious condition, to feed and take care of him. The man immediately contacted the police and the ambulance, promptly coming to that place and taking him directly to the hospital for treatment in order to recover. Although doctors at the hospital found that the baby was in critical condition, especially since he'd not been drinking milk for a long time, they eventually managed to save him and the boy began to recover little by little. Thanks to that brave dog, he walked for several kilometers to reach the city and asked people to help him. That dog's become a true hero after all he's done with the child, where his images spread through social media and received praise and unrivaled praise. The man who approached the dog to see what he was carrying kept the dog, where she decided to adopt it and took him to his home, where he fed and took care of him and called him Mats. After he found the dog also in a deplorable state due to the great effort, he changed along several kilometers. Man received dozens of visitors to his house who heard the story of the dog and were influenced by what he did and decided to visit and get to know him closely, where the latter received great praise from everyone, and they were all approaching him and joking. The dog gave a lesson to man in responsibility and loyalty. Although those who abandoned that child were human beings, they were dehumanized and decided to get rid of the young in such a cruel way. In order to intervene, the faithful dog corrects their mistake and saves the infant who's about to perish. Animals, especially dogs, have an unusual innate instinct. Sometimes they do amazing things and help people in difficult situations. So you have to take care of this group of animals.